we are coming back. Now, this is a debate that I think is incredibly important for us in Washington, D.C., because it's our city. As you know, Richard and I both live in Washington, D.C. If you know that, we are currently in the district right now taping this program.
Our studio's in the district.
Exactly. So, last week, during halftime at the National Football League's game between the Dallas Cowboys...
The NFL. Just call the NFL.
Listen, man, I watch football. I know what I'm talking about. They're both in the NFC East. They're rivals. Dallas Cowboys, Washington Redskins, they're playing. And NBC Sports anchor, this guy has been around for a while. I'm a fan of him. There are some other anchors I'm not as big a fan of, but I'm not going to get into that right now because that's a whole nother segment. Bob Costas called out the DC's team name, and this is a conversation that has really come up. You know, it's been an issue in the district for years, but we've really been hearing it come to the forefront and getting some national press recently. So he said that the name, the Washington Redskins, is a slur, and he was quoted as saying, on air during the football game, these hosts generally don't use, their announcer chair as a pedestal. But he said, ask yourself what the equivalent would be if this was directed towards African Americans, Hispanics, or Asians, or any members of another ethnic group. When considered that way, Redskins can't possibly honor a heritage or a noble character trait. It's an insult, a slur, no matter how benign the present-day intent. Richard, I want to know, where do you stand on the Redskins name?
Actually, I did a segment with this on Fox News earlier this week, talking about the same thing, and I think that the Redskins need to change their name. I think it is a slur. I think when the team was created, it was created by a very person who had a lot of bigotry and hatred in his heart, to the point where the Redskins didn't integrate. People don't know this, but the Redskins didn't integrate until the 1960s when the Kennedy presidency, and when Jack Kennedy was Attorney General, when he said we won't allow you to play in the District of Columbia unless you integrate your team. So the Redskins have a history of segregation. Don't get me wrong. I think, like you said now, I think those words are benign at this point in time. But there's a history of segregation, and I think this team needs to change their name and correct the wrong of the past and right now.
I'm with you on that one, and I think I want to make 2 points here. One, the president has already come out saying that
it's a horrible name.
It's a horrible name. We've seen other names change that are considered inappropriate over the course of the last couple of decades. And the most important thing, and I think that this is the be-all, end-all for the issue, Native American tribes from across the country have come out saying that this is a terrible term. We condemn it. They've protested, and they've called upon the NFL to step in and change the name of the Redskins. And when the group who's being affected, and they're so often Native Americans are marginalized in our country, and when you see them speaking out, that's what really matters. It's not about, because frankly there aren't many, if I don't know what the statistics are, but there are not many Native Americans in Washington, D.C. So I think that we're not really even in a position to talk about this,
And there's no reservations in the District of Columbia that I know of.
Right, and it's not a heritage thing. I mean, there's really no argument that can be made other than it's the tradition. This was already the name, and probably there's a lot to do with the merchandising and the branding that's been invested into.
Yeah, I hear that, and I get there's big Redskins fans, but think about it this way: on the the Gucci half, the cup half full, or the Gucci on the other foot.
Gucci half full.
Is the argument that when they change name, they can resell all this new branding stuff, like new jerseys, and so true. I think there's money made on both ends of it. I think they need to change the name, though. The name just has to be.